I often get asked, what does it exactly mean to go inside or to have an internal orientation? My name is Deb Blum, and I'm a self-love and authenticity coach, and I'm going to try to give you a short answer on that. So for me, what it is really the shift away from the idea that the outside world is like happening to me, or that I need other people or circumstances to change in order for me to be happy. It's the idea that like all of that is icing on the cake. Well, so, okay, the good stuff is icing on the cake. Like when someone does love me and give me affection and attention and validation, those are all wonderful things and I love them. But that my happiness isn't dependent upon other people's opinions of me, that my happiness isn't dependent upon the life's circumstances going in a certain way. My happiness isn't dependent upon my bank account or my the number of clients I have, or whether my child is irritated with me, or whether my husband is having a bad day. That I become like a centered person who can actually know how to take care of myself, how to fulfill my own needs. And, of course, like we're social beings and we want to be in relationship with people. But the key is, if you can orient internally and have that inner compass and cultivate resilience from within, then you don't actually have to be so dependent on it in the world. Now, I like to refer to Viktor Frankl in this situation, because Viktor Frankl was in the concentration camps, and he said that you could take away anything from me. You could take away everything. You could take away, food and my dignity. You can take away my loved ones, but at the end of the day, you can never take away my ability to choose how I respond to this situation. And so if we turn that around, basically we can look at it as a gift, which is the gift is that you do have the ability to choose how you respond. You do. Now, how do we do it? Well, it does mean that we have to actually train our brain to see that everything that's happening in the outside world is actually just information for us to be able to better understand ourselves. So whatever our reaction to something is, whatever we're feeling in our body, whatever we are, like if we're triggered or we're blaming or we're judging, any of the things that we're looking at the world and labeling and judging, it's all really information about our inside experience. So I encourage people to turn inward. That's why I love inquiry work, sitting in silence, and journaling, because to me, it's the process of breathing, tuning in, noticing where we feel sensations in our body, what feelings are we feeling, noticing what needs we have, what is coming up, what are the fears, what's the old wounding, what are the old patterns, examining them, questioning our belief systems. All this inquiry work is what allows us to free ourselves from the past, free ourselves from the ways that we're all held back, and begin to also provide ourselves with that which we didn't get when we were young, the needs that we didn't get met, our attachment needs. We begin to love ourselves the way that we wished we had been loved. We begin to notice, I have this need and I'm always looking for other people to fulfill it. Can I provide this to myself? And that is the actual work in what we call reparenting. Reparenting is the process of growing up to the place where you realize, I'm not going to wait around for other people to make me feel lovable. I'm no longer going to wait around for people to tell me what it is that I need to hear or do for me, what it is that I need to be done. I am going to begin to show up for myself as the parent that I wished that I had. Now, you could have wonderful parents, but not every parent, or most parents, are not going to fulfill every single need of yours. So this is a process of like shoring up our attachment needs as an adult. And we do it by understanding that there are parts of ourselves that are still young and still needy and still wishing to be told that we're okay. And then we, as an adult, come in and we provide ourselves with that love and validation. We come into, so here's the thing, the reason why you question whether you're good enough or whether you're worthy, it's not because you inherently aren't good enough or aren't worthy. It's just because you got a gazillion messages that you interpreted as you being not worthy or lovable or good enough. But you actually are. So what the work is in finding that part of you that really is, coming to believe in that, to realize you are good enough. And then to begin to speak that language to yourself, to talk to yourself as somebody who is valuable and lovable and good enough, not somebody who you beat up on and treat poorly. It's shifting the orientation that you are worthy of being loved by yourself. So that's the first, one of the most important first steps on the self-love journey, is to shift away from expecting the outside world to love you and then realizing that you can do it for yourself. But here's the crazy part. The more that you love yourself, the more the outside world is going to reflect that. The more you use the outside world to show you places within you that need a little attention, and then you give yourself some of that attention, the less the outside world is going to reflect for you those gaps, because you won't even have them anymore. It's pretty much like magical. It's magical. So we'll talk more in the future about other pieces in here. I'll go deeper into reparenting and inner child work. We'll talk about how the nervous system is a critical factor, because often the reason why we have a hard time going inside is because maybe our bodies don't feel safe to us, because maybe we have suffered from trauma. So it's not always a simple, just come on, people, just turn inside. It's harder than that. But then there's also the other pieces, which is understanding how we can go in little tiny bits at a time by understanding our nervous system and understanding how to actually do it in a way that feels safe for us. So that's just one example, many coming up in the future. But I hope that is helpful for you, and I hope you better understand what going inside means. If you like this, please do click the like button and share it with somebody else. And if you want to be continuing to get videos from me, please click subscribe, and the bell next to it will send you notifications. Thanks so much.